I am a very lucky human. Because of the impromptu interview with Katina about the cat cafe for the previous video, I was asked to return to film an event for them. Every Thursday, the Cuddle Cafe holds a fundraising event. They're most commonly $25 for an hour and a half of different activities, which may include yoga with cats, maybe even board games with cats. There's a lot of things that you can do with cats. But this one was a Q&A to learn all about how to look after your kitty. Katina ran the night answering questions from those who were there. People on Facebook and Instagram live stream also sent through questions, and also there were some that were sent in previously. There was also a vet there to answer any of the more technical questions.
Today is our vet, Cameras at the moment. She's actually briefly from Chile, so she can answer a few little medical questions as well if you want. Nothing too complicated, I want to keep it a bit light.
I learnt a lot from that night, but I've narrowed down 4 of the most interesting and useful things for you to know, which includes cat bite care, busting the myth on diet and what vets feed their cats, feeding fat cats, and how to introduce yourself and your kids to a new cat.
Is it okay to put pawpaw ointment on it? Pawpaw's pretty safe, yeah. It's a good digestive. I don't know quantities. Wounds, though, are a funny thing. It's not going to stop the bacteria. So you've got to be very careful if it's a cat bite or a wound that has any salivas from cats or scratches. So it depends on what's caused that wound. Don't muck around if wounds. They may need an antibiotic course fairly quickly, because it only takes about 4 hours for particular bacteria to get into the bloodstream. You don't want that. How do you not better? Give me more about that.
Just to add, like, the scratches and the bites are puncture wounds. So what happens is they puncture the skin, go deep, put the bacteria down the skin, and the skin regenerates in the top.
Yes.
That's how the infection starts. And because you don't see any the entry of the injury because it's closed or has the shock.
Yeah, the scab, yeah.
The scabs. So you make sure that clean that, even if it's not infected, it doesn't have any pus. Just really like soap, like really soap, like using normal soap, water, boil it, warm water, not boiling. Some people when
Sterile water.
sterile water. And clean it and just keep an eye on the paw cream. What it does is just down the inflammation, doesn't do anything to the bacteria. So there's many compounds, like the natural ones or drugs that will kill the bacteria. But my advice would be like let it clean before you just jump into an antibacterial well, because we are having really big issues with resistance in bacteria for humans and pets.
Get it clean.
Keep it clean, that's.
And it looks a bit classic. When you think about a bit of saline, sterile saline, as well.
Chloroxamine is pretty good.
Chloroxamine. Jury's out on that one, I'm really not sure. But you can make sure they're having a lot of moist food. Don't feed a totally dry diet either. On that note, actually, can I talk about diet and what vets tell you to feed their cats? I would like to bust a big myth. Something I'm quite passionate about. It's called the Hills brainwashing, and also the Oral Cannon. Now, the food companies come to the vet schools where the vets are in the first year and they brainwash people into telling you only feed their brand of food. It has everything they need and need feed to nothing else. And that's happening now with another company who's got the EQ vet school. This is absolutely rubbish. Cats need a varied diet to keep their gut happening. First of all, you look at these foods. The first ingredient is cereal. Cats need a high protein diet, so it's completely rubbish. Yes, those foods have got all the nutrients they need, and it's great to have a bowl of their foods down as a grazer, but really that is not how you should feed your cats. Fresh human grade meats are excellent. Cooked chicken, some raw chicken, some of the tinny foods are fine. Actually, all the commercial wet foods have got a minimum, by law should have a minimum nutrients. It's not a main food, it's a supplement food, but good old raw food, old-fashioned meat. If your cat's going to eat raw meat, ours feed every day. Ours get raw give them gravy roux and mince, and about once a week they get freshly chicken. All my cats have lived into their 20s unless they've had some disease, and they've come from disastrous beginnings, so nutrition, they can catch up if they've missed out on nutrition in life. Even my flu cats, my AIDS cats, all live to be quite geriatric, so I do believe it's their nutrition. I'm quite passionate about it, and also passionate about the poor cats out there that have to eat the same bloody thing every day. I think it's disgusting, and I can't believe that the people that vets believe this when they've been told. And I went to, I had the brainwashing when I worked for RSPCA. They come out and they train you on how to sell their stuff. It is a fantastic food. And so all the other super premium cat foods, in fact we only do feed super premium foods, but we do a mixture so that the gut's used to it. Whenever they go to the new home, the gut will be used to it actually having different kinds of food, so it's not a shock if you didn't choose to eat brand A and not brand B. So we have a mixture called Kitty Crack that we make up, and that's because we give it away free when we adopt a cat, and then you are forced to come back and buy it from us because that's when the cats get addicted to it. But no, it's that wasn't our intention actually, but it seems to be the way it goes. But yeah, definitely do not feed your poor cats the same thing day in, day out. It's cruel. Would you like to eat a bowl of porridge every meal? No, I don't think so. They say cats will get used to it, and people say, the vets will say to you, oh, you just leave it down, they will eat it. Of course they will. They're starving, they don't want to eat it. They don't have a choice. I think variety is the spice of life, but then you can go the other way where my cats are so damn fussy that they want this smorgasbord every night. I've got the luxury to be able to put down a whole bunch of stuff, and they'll all eat what they want because there's so many of them. But you can get to the stage where you've got fussy cats, so that's the other side of the coin. But definitely don't feed the cats the same thing daily. I think you're pretty passionate about that too, aren't you, Javi?
Yeah, as I went to all the classes, like the brainwash that Katina just said. But just a note, like you can go like just meat or just like homemade feed, but make sure that we balance, because that's why we are passionate pets. Because why we don't like advise just like meat? Because we have parasites in the meat, like raw meat. So that's our afraid of getting off, because we don't want your cat to be sick and have to come and see it because it got a parasite. So that's why we just like, okay, let's say people, we're not going to the raw meat, because we don't know where the owner is going to get that meat. So that's why, okay, we say the problem, like saying no raw meat. But also they are all really processed. And in that note, like the meat that you buy in the supermarket is just muscle, and when your cat hunt, they eat the liver, they eat all the other organs that have the nutrients, like the liver has minerals and other traces things that they need to survive. So if you're going to give like homemade meal, make it balanced, I don't know, chicken liver, or make your research. Or mix it with the pellets. The pellets has like the minerals and some of the amino acids that they're not going to be for sure in the meat you buy. And vegetables, like Katina said, like grasses. Like recent studies have shown that they sometimes eat grass, even if they're just carnivore. They will eat some grasses, like some of the break down the grasses. Yeah. So just in that note, you can give meat. It's more natural, it's fun for this treat for your cat, or every day, so they won't jump on it. But that's my advice. I have been, as Katina was saying before, the pellet has the size and the right thing to just wash their teeth, because they don't brush their teeth, unless you want to. So that's a way of saving your. That's how the pellets are for humans to be more comfortable. So they just stop the hair from falling so much. They make the poo less smelly. They clean the mouth so it's not like smelly mouth. So it's just convenient. That's what it was. Yeah. Convenient for humans. So if you're like lazy on the outside, pellets will be safe. For your cat, it's going to be like boring. My cat loves the pellets because I got a ball, so she plays. I teach her how to play with it, so she don't need for a ball. But personal choice, like Katina said, we cannot push.
Sometimes, but my cat has no self-control at all. She will eat a whole bowl and not have a care in the world.
I think eventually though they get used to it. If you leave, it's a long transition though. If your cat's been fed in little bits, they think, oh my god, I don't eat this because there's going to be none later. You're going to get a bit of a blow up to start with, because you could leave a few bowls of biscuits out and top them up regularly. You never see them empty, and eventually, after you get a gigantic fat cat, you get used to. They do actually get used to self-regulate.
And for that you can use toys. Like what I do with my cats is just, I was talking before, this bowl. So they have to work to get the food out of it. Like juice box, like put some holes in it, and she has to like go inside and take the food out. So you can put it there, so it's not in the bowl, just ready. Like they have to hunt. Like if they're free, they have to hunt. They have to work for the food. In the house should be the same. Like I can, what else? I use the toilet paper, like the cartoon inside. Put a sock outside and make some holes. So they have to play with the socks, toilet paper. So they have to work with the food. So you can put like several of those. So they don't have to like have those, just the bowl of food. Have food everywhere.
My cat is not keen on children. Is there something I can do?
There are the children.
I'm not allowed to answer that. Yeah.
He's talking to the nieces and nephews.
I'm not allowed to do that. You guys did it. I didn't say that. I don't know. That's being said. I do love kids. Kids are going to learn how to be with animals, and it's really, really important. So what you do when you meet a cat the first time is you close your eyes. So you give it a silent appeasement. So you just look at them and gently close your eyes all the time as you're looking at them. And talk to them, closing your eyes. And eventually they'll close their eyes as well. And that's just showing them that you're non-threatening. And also gives them trust, and they relax. Also, when you come into a room and if your own cats, when you're going to walk in and say, as a way of saying hello to them, close your eyes. It's called eye kisses. So when you see them, they'll do exaggerated ones like
show the Instagram
eye kisses. Yeah, eye kisses. And they'll give them back. I don't know, I can't do it from my little spoons, I might just overly kiss them. But yeah, that's a great way to show the kids about eye kissing, so to get the cats to come. So it's up to you to get them to want to do this. And that's kind of all I can suggest, because if they go into their own house, it's never going to happen. So wait till they've got their whatever out, and it looks like they've been in your house, and then suddenly, and then why they are, the more chance they're going to come out, and then praise them when the cats do come into the room. So look how wonderfully quiet you were, they've come out. And it might happen.
So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you found that really interesting, as I did. Unfortunately, an entire hour and a half worth of time I cannot put into a video, but those were my top 4 interesting things. If you would like to subscribe to see more of my travels and events, don't forget to do that and click on the bell. Thanks.